Good morning. What a great crowd we have. Thank you, Secretary Ming, for that very kind introduction. And I want to thank you, Secretary, for your leadership, for your service to the state of Oklahoma, and for stepping up to answer the call to serve as our Energy Secretary. He's done a great job, don't you think? And I want to say and acknowledge that without Secretary Ming's vision and leadership and help with us in my office in planning this conference wouldn't have been as successful, and we appreciate all that you've done, Mr. Secretary, to organize great quality speakers, certainly very important topics, and I know it's taken a lot of time and effort on your behalf, so thank you for all that you've done to bring together a great crowd of people. And I want to thank OCU, and I know President Henry just left. I got to talk to him for a few moments, the Martin Family Foundation, and all of our sponsors that are listed in this book for helping us make this conference possible, and say thank you for coming and welcome to the Governor's Conference on Energy. Boy, I almost said tourism. Too many conferences this year on energy. You know, we have some of the most creative, innovative, successful minds in the energy industry, as well as Oklahoma public policy leaders that are represented in this room. And it's a privilege for me to be among so many men and women who have helped make Oklahoma the national leader in energy production and the innovative leader in production. The individuals with us today have literally worked to build this city and others like it in the state from the ground up. Thank you for all that you do for the industry and for helping to grow Oklahoma's economy. But Oklahoma has always been a leader in the energy sector, and it's a very important part of our history and our culture, and we're going to keep it that way. Today, our state and our nation are undergoing what I would call an energy supply revolution. Unprecedented new supplies of natural gas, a renaissance of oil production, new biofuels, and research and development, a newfound ability to economically capture energy from wind are redefining our energy landscape. And while there are some that have an ideology that would declare that supplies of traditional fossil fuels were exhausted, we know that the opposite is exactly true. Innovation, cutting-edge new technologies are proving that more and more gas than ever previously imagined are right here, as the Secretary said, in the United States and right here in Oklahoma. And as a result, for the first time in years, oil imports to the United States are actually declining, which is good news, as we continue to rely more on homegrown, American-made energy. And by the way, that's the kind of private sector stimulus that will help grow our economy and create American jobs right in our nation. And by the way, it's putting people back to work. And it's in that context that the energy revolution that I am, and the energy plan that I am very proud today to unveil, will be Oklahoma's first comprehensive energy plan, a statewide plan for our energy future. Secretary Ming and I and many of the people listed in your programs, and certainly people in the public sector, have worked very hard to produce a pragmatic and actionable plan that provides a far-reaching vision for Oklahoma's energy future. Because you see, Secretary Ming and I believe that we as public policy makers have to make and create a pro-business climate, one that is fair and reasonable in the regulatory environment, one that allows innovation and the entrepreneur spirit to thrive, to allow capital and investment, and to encourage capital to follow that investment with new jobs and also to help bring back Oklahoma's economy. And that is why our energy plan supports all the above energy, as the Secretary just stated. However, we do know that in today's marketplace, that traditional energy sources, as the Secretary just talked about, especially natural gas, is the centerpiece of Oklahoma's energy future. Now, while assembling this plan, we had some very clear goals in mind, and I want to share those goals with you. First and foremost, creating jobs and expanding our economy. increasing the production of reliable and affordable energy for consumers, building new markets for Oklahoma gas and natural gas, leading the transition in transportation fuels to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, leveraging Oklahoma's energy resources to make the energy system smarter and more efficient, protecting the environment and the health of our citizens, also preserving Oklahoma's relatively low energy cost advantage through smart public policy and power generation and transmission to maintain our healthy business environment, and solidifying Oklahoma's position as an energy research leader. And there are so many great examples of that, and those are just a few of our goals that you'll find enumerated in our energy plan. This plan, as the Secretary mentioned, was developed with many, many people who gave input, from the energy companies and leaders to our legislative leaders to members of my cabinet to a wide variety of state agencies and groups, workers, and businesses in areas as diverse as agriculture to industrial electric consumers. So I want to thank all of you who have had a hand in putting this plan together. The proposals that we are recommending in this plan, I believe, are pragmatic and doable. Some of them are a reaffirmation of the commitments that we have already made in the state. For example, we will continue to support the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline that we believe will link Oklahoma to new markets, reduce the oil buildup in Cushing, and correct the market distortions that have occurred as a result of that buildup. And I think Bob Sullivan's here today. Is Bob Sullivan in the crowd? I know he was going to come today, but I want to specifically mention him because he certainly is in the oil industry. He was a special economic advisor to my cabinet. He's been one of our key leaders in the energy sector. And earlier this year, I asked Bob to head up a committee which we called our Game Changer Committee. And he has done a super job. But in that Game Changer Committee, they made many recommendations. And so one of the things they talked about was the Keystone Pipeline. They also talked about our abundance of natural gas and how it can lead even further to the growth of Oklahoma as a big leader in the energy sector. So I want Bob to know that we heard him. We heard him in our plan. We also know that the Keystone Pipeline represents an investment that could result in $1.2 billion in increased business activity in Oklahoma and an estimated increase in personal income of $847 million. It will certainly help Oklahoma's state revenue, by the way, and that will mean a lot of jobs, and it will also mean a lot of money into Oklahoma's economy. So we're going to aggressively support the Keystone Pipeline. On top of that, we have also been working with our Department of Transportation on proposals for rail options to supplement efforts to get additional oil to marketplaces. And we know that is a big challenge for our state. Next, we will also continue our effort to support the safe hydraulic fracking and to work with our energy companies to protect our groundwater and the health of our citizens. We know that fracking has made a huge difference in our production. We know that fracking is an essential process to the future of Oklahoma's energy industry. And without it, all the energy production from formations like gas shells would be impossible. Luckily, Oklahoma is an expert on the subject. Oklahoma companies have been doing it safely for over 60 years. In Oklahoma, we want to lead the way by example and be proactive in the debate over fracking. So to show the rest of the nation that we're committed to fracking safely and that it is an essential process to more production, I've been working alongside our Corporation Commissioner, Dana Murphy, other policy leaders in our energy sector to support the public disclosure of chemicals in the fracking process and to also develop an Oklahoma-originated website that is called frackfocus.org. And I would suggest to those at the EPA that are concerned about fracking, take a page from the Oklahoma playbook. Look at what we're doing in Oklahoma to bring collaboration between our Corporation Commission, our energy sector, and the people in the energy industry to work together to bring forth state-based solutions over a debate. We are working alongside our policymakers and energy officials to make public policy decisions that are based on scientific information, decisions that will protect the health of our citizens and our planet while promoting American-made energy, creating jobs, and growing our local economies. We are willing to work, as I said, on a state-based solution, so I'm going to invite the EPA to work with us and not against us. And while we're supporting the development of fossil fuels like natural gas, we're also going to continue to support the expansion of renewable energy like wind power, as we believe it is complementary to energy production. Oklahoma's wind resources are among the best in the nation. We currently rank 8th in the nation for wind production, and we presently deliver enough energy to power approximately 450,000 homes. Wind energy provides 3,000 jobs in our state, and of course they've invested hundreds of millions of dollars, and it contributes over $13 million a year in just property tax and land lease payments. And the opportunity for growth in this area is tremendous. And of course it really helps our rural economies. In the Panhandle alone, the state could develop more than 8,400 megawatts of wind generation capacity. That could lead us to as much as $38 million in land payments and $1.2 billion in wind electricity generation. Those are big numbers for Oklahoma. So to get there, we need to continue to encourage transmission projects throughout our state. To reach that goal, we will encourage and promote a partnership between Oklahoma's wind and natural gas industries to address the integration challenge, because these are complementary sources of energy, not rival sources of energy and power generation. And we will also continue to pursue and reach Oklahoma's 15% renewable energy target. The potential for wind energy in Oklahoma is exciting, and we are as committed as ever to pursuing wind as a complementary source of power to traditional fossil fuels. Next, our energy plan also builds on and provides direction for principles we told taxpayers and consumers we support for many years: energy efficiency. Being energy efficient isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do, and is also the most cost-effective thing to do. Our Capitol building, despite the needing of the repairs, is the only geothermal state capitol in our country. And in that sense, it is a model of efficiency. However, Oklahoma continues to be ranked as one of the least energy efficient states in the nation. In fact, according to a recent report from the American Council on Energy Efficiency, we are ranked 4th worst in the nation on energy efficiency. That's, to me, unacceptable, because we're not only squandering our natural resources, but we're also costing taxpayers millions of dollars in the process. But I do believe we can get better, and we do have a plan for that. And that's why I'm asking our legislative leaders to work with me to pass a law to require every state agency to establish an efficiency improvement target of 2% a year through the year 2020. That starts us with a goal. It also helps us turn the corner in the right direction on the potential savings for our taxpayers and potential savings for energy, and also helping our environment. And the truth is, there's just no excuse not to make these changes. There are new technologies and processes that will offer the same utilities at lower energy requirements and lower costs. And making these improvements will further transform Oklahoma into a leader in energy efficiency. And while we, as was mentioned, clean house and state government, we'll also ramp up our efforts with the private sector to promote opportunities like the smart grid, to bring energy efficient technologies into our homes. But in order to meet these challenges and opportunities ahead, we must continue to focus on our workforce. I've had many employers tell me that I could expand my company, I could expand my services, but I can't find the workers that I need. So we have made a commitment in this energy plan to work with our Department of Commerce, our career technology centers, both Common Ed, higher education, and even our military, to make sure we're doing everything we can to provide the energy sector with a skilled workforce. From everything from our technicians to our welders to our energy truck drivers that I know are needed, to researchers, to biofuels, wind power, fossil fuels, and more. And we also have another idea that we'd like to share with you today, and I think I see Chesapeake sitting here in the front row, that we believe would help with our workforce and help bring more people that the energy sector need, and that is working with our military, working with our returning warriors who are coming back from service in our nation, to work with our career tech, our Department of Commerce, our veterans offices, to transfer those great skills that our men and women that are serving our nation can utilize in the energy sector to help fill some of those job vacancies that we have. To bolster our R&D capacities in our state, we're also working on creating and further expanding innovative partnerships with our state's leading academic and research institutions and our foundations. Of course, we have the Oklahoma Bioenergy Partnership already between OU, OSU, and the Noble Foundation. It's a great example of public-private partnerships and the research and the knowledge and the capacity that we have in our state. In addition to all this, we also have a big game-changer announcement that we are unveiling that I believe you will find exciting, new, and it is a multi-state development. Other states, in addition to Oklahoma, are increasingly recognizing that compressed natural gas is an important transportation fuel for our future. It's efficient, it's affordable, it's abundant, it's clean, and it's provided right here at home in the United States and certainly in the state of Oklahoma. Supporting CNG use will help strengthen our national security. It will help our economic security. It will reduce our dependency on foreign oil. It also helps bring jobs and revenue into our state economies and certainly into our national economy. And by investing in this product, we know that we can help America provide clean energy for our nation. In recent years, Oklahoma has been on the cutting edge of promoting CNG for use in transportation. There's all kinds of models with Oklahoma State University. I know the city of Tulsa, Chesapeake, UPS, just to name a few, have already made these transitions. And I also want to mention that former Speaker Chris Benj has helped to lead the charge in establishing incentives and also a goal of doubling our CNG infrastructure in 5 years. But the reality is there are still obstacles in increasing CNG usage and main hurdles that we need to address, such as conversion costs, such as the lack of infrastructure, fueling stations, and just the demand for CNG vehicles. It's kind of a chicken and an egg scenario where consumers don't buy natural gas vehicles because they can only be refueled at a limited number of fueling stations. Gas stations don't want to add CNG pumps with only a limited number of consumers and vehicles that will be on the road. So today we're hoping to begin a process of breaking that cycle and jump-starting the development of natural gas vehicles and improve our CNG infrastructure. Together with Governor Hickenlooper of Colorado, I am announcing a bipartisan, multi-state initiative to try and put thousands of new CNG vehicles and cars on the road. And we believe states can lead the way in building our infrastructure in our nation. Colorado and Oklahoma have thousands of fleet vehicles, state fleet vehicles, and we know that these fleets, if they were run on natural gas power, that it would save taxpayers. It would save taxpayers just thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in fuel costs. It would also encourage the private sector to build CNG fueling stations and infrastructure. So Governor Hickenlooper and I have developed a memorandum of understanding that we are asking other natural gas producing states to sign along with us. That MOU says that our states desire to purchase affordable, high-quality CNG-powered automobiles for our state fleets. We know that we'll need new cars each year, and we want those cars to be powered by affordable natural gas. And our goal is to get enough states to come together to commit to purchasing at least 5,000 new natural gas vehicles a year as a group. And we hope that by doing that, we can work with car manufacturers in the United States to produce affordable, high-quality natural gas vehicles for our fleets, something that would be available not only for us in our state agencies, but for businesses and consumers in the private sector as well. So today I'm joining with other states to ask our private sector automobile companies in our nation to partner with us to create a new car product and thereby encourage the use to move and use more CNG. It's an exciting initiative, and before I say any more, I want to ask my staff if they will show a video from Governor Hickenlooper, who wants to weigh in on the subject.
Good morning. I'm Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, and although I can't be there in person, I wanted to send greetings to everyone in Oklahoma. Governor Mary Fallin and I have been working on an agreement with the effort to try and expand the use of compressed natural gas in our state fleet vehicles in both of our states. Oklahoma and Colorado have thousands of vehicles in our states that we, by expanding their capacity to use CNG as an alternative fuel, we can save taxpayer dollars, but at the same time also reduce our dependence on foreign imported oil. We realize that to be able to address this, we have to really look at some of the obstacles that in the past have prevented other states from expanding their use of compressed natural gas and getting this less expensive fuel that also burns cleaner. Today, Governor Fallin and I are going to sign a memorandum of understanding that will hopefully attract American automobile manufacturers to expand their capacity to create vehicles that can utilize this cleaner and less expensive fuel that at the same time reduces our dependence on foreign imported oil. Vehicle procurements at this scale are going to provide an opportunity to secure energy independence, to create jobs and economic development, and also utilize a lower costing fuel that burns cleaner. We believe that as we begin this effort, other states are going to be sure to join us. So, Governor Fallin, I am now going to sign this, and it's now up to you.
Perfect. And I have my copy. Governor Hickenlooper, I am very proud to partner with Colorado and to sign this memorandum of understanding and to make it official. It is done. I'm glad our friends in Colorado are joining with us on this very important issue, and I'm also excited to announce that we are being joined by a list of other states in helping make this even a bigger project. And this morning, those other states will include Wyoming and Pennsylvania. So they are also listed as signatories on this document today, and that is what I will call a game changer for the state of Oklahoma. By working with these other states, we can redefine both the energy landscape and the automobile landscape. And while we're at it, we'll be creating American jobs, supporting a key industry in the state of Oklahoma, as well as the production of American-made energy that is more cost-efficient, cleaner, and healthier for all of us today. And that is a great development, not only for Oklahoma, but nationally. And I'm proud to be helping to spearhead this vision along with Secretary Ming and many others who have worked on this energy plan with our energy producers and our partners. And I also want to encourage the private sector members that are in this room today to join with us on this vision of natural gas. It's an exciting first step as we work together on a comprehensive energy plan. And as you can guess and see, there's a lot more that needs to be done. Whether it is renewable energy like wind power, or coal, whether it's energy efficiency, power generation and transmission, infrastructure certainly, our workforce needs, environmental concerns, or our research and our development, our energy plan seeks to chart a path forward. Everyone in attendance today has a copy of the energy plan, and I'd like to invite you to go to our website. It's www.governorok.gov, and I think that you will find that our energy plan is comprehensive, it's pragmatic, and it's exciting. Glad to be able to present this roadmap at this conference and work with our leading minds in the energy sector, not just in Oklahoma, but across the nation. As you heard, we have some great speakers later on today. Oklahoma has always been an energy leader and an energy state, and it deserves a comprehensive energy plan that charts a way forward for next year and also for the next decade. And that's what our goal is. We're focusing on the energies of today as well as tomorrow to ensure that Oklahoma remains a national leader, a leader in innovation too. And as we say, just to make sure that Oklahoma is first and helping lead the way. So as I look around this room today and I see the various people working and they've worked on our energy plan, I know that this plan wouldn't be possible without all of your help. So I want to say thank you to Secretary Ming, thank you to all of our public officials, our cabinet secretaries, our energy sector leaders of all forms that have helped give us this input on this energy plan. Today is a new day in Oklahoma.